Hello, everybody. Welcome. So we are now in presentation mode. So I can't see you, but you can see me. So if you guys want to type in the chat to your right and give us a little hello so that we know that you guys can hear me and see me. Earlier we had a few technical difficulties. I'm working from home, and of course, the day that we have the training sessions, I'm having issues with my internet. So I think I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera off just so that you can hear me and we can ensure that my internet doesn't worsen and mess anything up. So thank you guys so much for joining. If you guys don't already know who I am Lauren Reagan, formerly Wolfson. I am in the meetings and events department for the Houston Apartment Association. So we're excited to have you guys. We really appreciate you joining us for the training session as well as for our first virtual business exchange tomorrow. So we are excited. Okay, so I will go ahead and get started on a quick run through of this Remo platform, and then after I'm finished, we will head to the floor again so that you guys can play around with the tools that I explain here. Okay, so you probably see my headshot now. So that's the first step that you kind of want to take when you are in this Remo platform. We highly suggest that you create your profile. So you'll see on the top right-hand side of your screen, there's a circle that should have a letter in it, or it may have your headshot already there if you've uploaded it. If you click on that circle, you'll be able to edit your profile and add your name, your company, and a lot of other different interesting information such as your company website, your LinkedIn, Facebook, and all of that good stuff. And yes, Amanda is sharing her screen with us now. So if you want to actually click on the screen that she's sharing, you can increase that so that you can see it full screen. She'll move along with what I'm speaking about, just so you have some visual references. So when you joined the event, you were in floor plan mode, and currently we're in presentation mode. So at this point, we are able to present to you, and you are not able to move throughout the floor. You pretty much are here to listen to what we have to say. So just some quick run through of Remo itself. So creating your profile is your first step. The supplier members that are here and the management individuals, both of you all will be able to utilize people's profiles as kind of your virtual business card, so to speak. So you'd be able to click on any of the other circles of individuals seated at your table or other tables and see who they are, what company they are, so that you can get some information on who you're actually sitting with or could move to a table to sit with. So to navigate the floor, we have tables, and if you kind of look on this map here, the yellow tables in the center of the floor are our management tables. So for those management individuals on this training session, this is where you will be seated, and you'll be stationary for the entire event, as the suppliers will be moving to your specific tables. So we have the management companies listed in alphabetical order across 5 different floors. So you'll see on the left-hand side, we have the 5 floors. So you simply, just like what Amanda's doing, click on one of the numbers, and then it will ask you, do you want to go to another floor? And then you hit yes, and then you can pop into the next floor. So like I said, we have 5 floors. In order to enter a table, you simply double click on that table. You can enter into any tables that you'd like. The only reason why you may not be able to is if the table is full. So these yellow tables here have 6 seats maximum. The lounges on the sides have 6 seats as well. And then our waiting tables that we've created for our suppliers when they're waiting to meet with our management professionals have 2 seats each. Another really helpful tool for this floor plan. I know that right now it probably looks pretty small. The original setting that they have it on, like what Amanda's showing you, it is very small and hard to read the words. So you can zoom in and out by simply taking your mouse and scrolling up and down like you would on a web page, and you'll be able to zoom in as close as you need to, and then you can also click and drag and move through the floor while you're zoomed in. So hopefully that's helpful. So next we've got our user bar. So that is the bar that you see at the screen. So the important icons here that you'll first play around with is your camera on, camera off, and mic on, mic off. So we really hope and ask that you all can turn your cameras and mics on during the meeting so that these meetings are as close to in person as possible. You know, we would like for these to be face-to-face, but because we can't, this is the closest we can get. So when you're seated at a table, make sure that your camera and your mic are turned on. We also feature. So if you click on, and which is what you're seeing currently to your right, you're able to chat with multiple different groups of people. So what we're in right now, if you are in the chat function on your right, is there's a general chat, and then there is a table chat. So you're able to chat with everyone that is in this event currently, or you can chat with just the people seated at your table. And then there is also the option for private chat. So you can, if you click on participants, or you can even search by name within the chat, you can type someone's name in and send them a private message. So that is kind of, you know, helpful if you're looking for someone and you want to meet them at a certain table and you can't find them within the 5 floors, or if you have any issues, you can send any of the HAA staffers a message. So that's very helpful. The next icon is the share screen option. So next to the chat, you'll see share screen. So this is mainly for our supplier members that have registered for this event. So what they will be able to do when they are meeting with you is potentially share their screen to share photos, documents, videos, any type of information like that that they feel is pertinent during their meetings with you. So in the share screen option, you can actually select between your entire screen, an application window. And so typically the application window is pretty straightforward in the sense that, so, you know, Amanda has Microsoft Word open. She could select the Microsoft Word, and then that full window of whatever Word document she has would open. And it would share the screen with the management executives that are seated at the table. We also have a few other options next to share screen. So in the more area to the right of share screen, if you click on that, you'll see the option for whiteboard. So if you click on whiteboard, it's kind of more of the creative tool that Remo has. It's simply like a dry erase board. So you can draw in it, you can type in it. So this is something that suppliers may take advantage of. You know, to get a little more creative with what they're presenting. But I think for the most part, we'll see majority of our members using the share screen tool instead. And then the final thing I wanted to mention, I don't think you can see it currently where Amanda is, but to the left of your camera on, you will see the tile view or floor plan. So this is something you'll see when you actually go back to your tables. And this is a really, really helpful icon because when you're seated at your tables, if you click on tile view, all of the videos of everyone that is seated at your table will become much larger and easier. So we highly recommend that you stay in tile view until you need to, say, move to another table, if that ever comes up. So to find participants, I already kind of reviewed that. If you click on the participants under chat, then you can search for participants and find someone if you'd like to private chat with them. Sponsors on the bottom. So we've got 4 event sponsors for tomorrow's event. And so each of their logos is here. And if you click on any of their logos, you will get a pop-up that gives you a button to visit their actual website. So feel free to check out any of our 4 sponsors online through those logos. And then just a few tips that we've noted as we've used this platform just to help you maximize, your experience and make sure that it's a pleasant one. The first tip would be we suggest that you use Google Chrome for your browser. We have used Firefox with this in the past, and sometimes it has issues, but we've noticed that Google Chrome gives us the best clarity, and the share screen works really well with it. So we would suggest, if you have Google Chrome, to use that. And then the other tip we have is for sound. So currently you'll see, quite a few of our HAA staffers that have headphones in. We highly recommend that you wear headphones if at all possible. And the reason being is we've noticed that sometimes, depending on, every person has a different setup in their house or at their office with their computer. Some people may have their speakers turned up really loud. Some people may be working in an office next door to another colleague that's on the call. So a lot of times we're seeing that an echo can happen in those cases. So in order to avoid that, headphones are very helpful. So if you have them, definitely use them. And if not, if you notice an echo, try muting yourselves when you're listening to these suppliers as they just to avoid any kind of feedback issues. Okay, so the floor plan overview. So I kind of went over a few of the areas. Got to reiterate, the yellow tables are our management tables listed in alphabetical order across 5 floors. We have the lounge tables, which are open to any suppliers and any management, if during our open networking at the end of the event, if anybody should want to move around. And then we have our waiting tables at the bottom, which are the 2-seater tables. So those are for our suppliers, and I'll just quickly explain those because I know we do have a few suppliers on this training session. So these are created for the supplier that is waiting for their next appointment. So the way that the schedule is listed is we've got 5-minute appointments and then a 1-minute break in between each of the visits that you have. So for example, if your first meeting is with Greystar, you would be sitting at the yellow Greystar table with the Greystar executives. And then when your 5 minutes is up, you would then move. So say your second visit is with Francis. You would move after your first visit to the Francis waiting table because you're waiting to meet with Francis for your next visit. And so you can hang there, and if you have a colleague that's with you from your company, you can have them join you there as well, so that you could have a kind of a private chat to debrief and prepare for your next visit. So those are what those are for. And then we also have, for these company tables, the yellow company tables, you'll see, if we zoom in a little bit, some of the tables, the management tables have sub-departments listed. So, for example, we've got the Allied Orion Capital Renovation table. So that's more specific than just the general Allied Orion table. We have a Capstone Maintenance table where the maintenance professionals that are joining us will be seated, so that we can kind of get a little bit more specific with our supplier visits. And I think that's pretty much it as far as the overview of the floor plan. So what to expect on the event day. So for our management professionals, you actually should have already, if you haven't already, let us know, received the link to the event. You are able to join into the event at 8:55. We wanted to give you guys about 5 minutes to find your table so that you don't feel rushed right at 9 a.m. So the event opens up for the management executives at 8:55. You'll go ahead and locate your table and get seated, and then we will send a link to the event out to all of our supplier members that have registered at 9 o'clock for them to click in and join into the event. So they will be thrown into random tables, and we will have about 5 minutes of just open networking before we kick things off, just to let everybody get seated and comfortable in the platform. So once the 5-minute networking is over, we will kick off with some welcome announcements from HAA President Clay Hicks. And PSC President Laura Lestis, and then we will also hear from our 4 event sponsors. I will do a quick refresher of the platform just to remind everybody of a few small things, and then we will kick off the scheduled visits at 9:15. So the supplier members have already received their schedules for all of their visits. So our management executives, all you have to do is kick back and sit at your table, and similarly to our in-person event, just wait for your next visit to come along. So like I said, each of the visits is 5 minutes, and then we have a 1-minute break after each of them. And we also have a 10-minute break at 10:14 for everybody. So a little bathroom break, a breather, because it is pretty back-to-back for the few hours of this event. We will have a timer at the top of the screen, and I will show you guys that once we get seated at the tables after we get out of presentation mode, just so you can see what it looks like. But pretty much Amanda's got it up here on the share screen. So it will look like a green bar that runs at the top of your screen, and it counts down the 5 minutes. And then it will also notify you pretty inconspicuously at the top right-hand side of your screen that the 5 minutes is over. So in order to help facilitate everybody moving at the correct times, we HAA staffers will be sending out announcements to remind everybody to go ahead and move to the next table like we do in person. So after all of the scheduled visits, we have an open networking type of just a reception time between 11 and 11:30. And so then once that is finished, the event will technically close at 11:30, unless we have people that would like to hang around a little bit longer. We'd be happy to extend the platform for a little bit. And then the last thing I wanted to cover is what to do if you have an issue. So we hope that you all don't have too many issues, but we have created an HAA support table, which is at the top left-hand side, and they will actually be on each floor. So you'll just look for the HAA support table where it looks like Amanda's cursor is on now. So you can either, there's 2 ways that you can get in contact with us. The first is you can move out of your table, double click and enter into the HAA support table, or you can go into the chat and search for any of us. So we all HAA staffers have HAA at the beginning of our name. So if you go into the chat and search HAA, you'll see this list right here of all of the HAA staffers that are currently on the event right now. So you can shoot any of us a private message and let us know, hey, I have this issue concern, could you assist? All of us are hosts of the event, so we can pop into your tables even if they're full, and we have the capability to kind of move people around if need be. So just let us know if you have any concerns or questions during the event. We will all be completely plugged in with much better internet tomorrow. So yes, so that is pretty much the full rundown of the Remo platform. If you all have any questions, it looks like most of the HAA staffers have been helping me. Thank you guys, answering questions in the chat. So if there aren't any other major questions, I will go ahead and get out of presentation mode, and then we'll go into the actual floor plan and check out the layout. So you'll find any of us HAA staffers at a lot of the tables. Will kind of move around and check on you guys to see if you have any questions and anything we can help out with. All right, thank you guys so much.